Hi, this is Alfred, and in this screencast, we'll be discussing Effective Business Accounting Manager Enterprise. Okay, so um, this is totally a total suite for business management. So it comes with details for sales module, inventory, warehousing, branch, accounting, and other necessary settings that an enterprise scale application might need. So you're presented with this screen when you access it, so you're asked to authenticate yourself. So I'm going to go in as the super admin for the application, log in, and right here. So it came with a lot of module, and which has been simplified into various menus at the top. So this is a welcome screen or the dashboard of what you get, summary of things going on. So there are little things going on here. This is a new setup for the application, the database. So if I don't like this customization, I could go to settings and change my theme. Theming is this simply the coloring, how it looks, look and feel. There are 27 of them. Okay, let me just choose this one that looks a little bit shouty. And okay, so any of these themes can do. So save. Excuse me. All right, now back to the dashboard. The first thing we're going to look into, or what you have to do at first, normally should be going to the setting and setting up your company. So this is where you do it. Like I said, this is a new database and there's nothing going on here, but you can set up your company, contact, slogan, website, about your company. So most of this information are being printed on your invoices, reports, income statements, balance sheet, trial balances, and all that. Then your company logo could come here. All right, then after you're done, you save. This is where we could create different branches, and this is how you could, as an administrator or the sole administrator of the whole application, you could manage what happens in various branches by seeing the purchases, income, trial balance, users, message to users, and all that. Application-wide settings are a very important aspect of the application, like nothing set up here yet. Okay, so you can do a lot of things here, like accounting settings. There are certain options I enabled, like enabling credit limit. You could enable this if you want credit limit for customers to be in effect when they purchase from you. So depends on the kind of business. There are businesses which they prefer customer pays complete before picking up any service or items they bought. Certain other businesses requires a customer could pay, or sorry, could go when they have certain credit limit and they don't exceed that limit. Okay, other businesses track customer payments. For instance, the customer might make a deposit and pick up items from your company or services you render to them at various intervals, and those amounts are being deducted automatically. So here it tells you how to handle that. So there are a lot of settings that could be set here. All right. The accounting section tells us our inventory costing method. So you can choose any of these if you know accounting. FIFO is a first in, first out. LIFO, last in, last out, and not the average costing method. Okay, you could also say, okay, we don't want to perform inventory costing whenever they are being sold. Okay, um, you can use a perpetual inventory method, which actually what it does is you go read accounting if you want more details. But what it does is at the end of the fiscal year, accounting year, you you do the inventory calculation or costing yourself. All right. Okay. So the other things I wouldn't be saying in this screencast. Then sales report settings comes with various invoice templates you could use, and that's the template that is active. If you make a particular template active, it's going to be active. So if I should select this one, and okay, so you've selected this. If you wish to keep it, remember to save. So I'm going to hit save. So I'm going to save that template. There are things you might want to include in your invoice template header. By default is set to invoice, or you could call it sales invoice. That's where you create a header or a footer for it. All right, you can choose to show them, which is enabled there. The coloring, you can change the coloring, but by default, based on the theme you use, the default coloring the application uses for you. So there are a lot of things here which we can be explaining. Emailing, do you want to involve email, send off email notification to your customers? You have to enable this, and this is when you run this on the cloud online. But if you're running within your network, that's you're currently offline, you don't need to enable activate email teaming. I just said it. Then the configuration is how to configure the database. Now the database comes with a sample database, and I will advise you install this only if you're learning how to use Effectiv. And when you're done learning blah blah blah, you reset. You reset this, and you have a clean state of your system, and now start using in live or production based businesses. So okay, there are a lot of things here. Requires a separate video for it. Currency, you can set currency. You can as well change the menu you see here. I don't know if it's effective, but I think I changed it. So what do you want to call this menu? Let's say clients, and if I save this and refresh, I think that okay, it's got clients and vendors. All right, so if you have clients, they're called clients and vendors. If they're called guest, member, patient, student, tenants, and all that. So by default is say customer. So just refresh this. You don't need to refresh every time, but when it comes to global settings, you may want to do that. Okay, so that's about few settings. Then user management. Yeah, this way you could create users of the system, and I'm the only user here as a super administrator, and this is my role, super admin. Okay, so you see Effectiv is modularized to assign various rights or accessibility to any kind of user. For instance, if I want to create someone that does inventory, I can say inventory manager. Inventory manager, that's the name I'm giving this person. And user ID, I'll say inventory. So it's advised not to use people's name because they might leave your company, and the name will keep being displayed as part of someone that did a transaction. Inventory manager 1. Okay, so inventory manager 1, I'm still going to use inventory manager as the password. So I'm copying this out, pasting here. It's not hidden. and this is a user, okay, and channel. So the beauty of Effectiv, like I said, it has branches. So the channel represents a branch. Where do you want to assign this user by default? So when it's not there, it is at the current branch, which is synonymous to the head office. I need to put my password here. You can assign a logo, okay, and that is me. Let me give this my headset. All right, now inventory manager, remember? So I'm going to give this person inventory manager. Let's say it's an inventory manager which can keep track of stocks, and also let's say this person can okay, I just don't go too far. So this person manages inventory, maybe could queue sales, I don't know. So you can select multiple roles and assign to this user. Alright, so that's one. So let me save this, and that user has been created. Alright, now permissions. This is where you manage permissions, add, remove. An inventory manager has one, user assign, and these are all permissions, what this person could do. Let's call this I don't know the name to give it. Procurement company. Procurement Inc. Alright, so let's save that. So that's the name of the company. I don't have a logo. Let's see if I have any beautiful logo. I don't think I do. So I'll leave it as that. Alright, so that's the whole thing. Next, let's see the inventory. So for now, I've installed the demo database. Okay, maybe for you guys to see how it looks like. I thought I didn't have it installed. I thought this is fresh stuff, but it's there. Okay, so let's say procurement, and when I went to the inventory, the products, I went to inventory and services, manage products and services, and this is what I get. This is a list of items we have. Now Effectiv has a way of tracking inventories. Another interesting thing is that items can have multiple sub items or grouped items. So for instance, this is a BYC men's panties, and it has SSSL white and all that. So you want to track how many of these instead of having the same item with different names spread all over. So example again is this consulting service, morning and all that. You see the price in there. The unit in stock, you can see the coloration here tells us this guy is not in stock, and also showing you in stock based on warehouse. Based on a different channel. Okay, based on a different channel. Okay, beauty is that it shows you, hey, in this channel, which is only channel, these are the items we have, right? Okay, let's do some changes here. I say any item that has category. Okay, let's look at this female dress, and you can see we don't have anything in stock. Stock manager, let me just add some. So this could be disabled. You wouldn't want to be doing this directly because it's not documented per se, because you would want to have an approval channel when items are being entered, but you can also do this if you don't need those approval channels. So here, let's say we have 15 of this, size 30, and 13 of this. Save and save, and it's a beginning stock added. Now remember 15 and 13. All right, so if I close this, it has been updated here. But when I go to warehousing, let me add one new warehouse, a warehouse code WH-00 LGA lag Ikeja -01. So warehouse Lagos Ikeja 01. Ikeja warehouse. I don't know spelling. So description, address, location, and you save. So we have one warehouse entered. All right. Now, if I go back to this, you see it's telling us warehouse. Channels are the branches. Remember, we have this item. Address, we have 15. Sorry, we have 15 of this. If I go right here, this should be still. I say I want to see everything in that warehouse. Say 0. All right. So 0 item stock are displayed for Ikeja warehouse. So 0, nothing at all. Go back to this current channel. Tells me we have 15. So you keep track of where these items are added. You can also print stock, like all stocks, if you've made sales. So I can choose PDF, Word, let's see PDF. And this is stock. Now, why are you seeing one item? That's because Effectiv kind of found out that we only have stock for this. So you could have a newer stock entry, but you've not done any sales, so there's no need of populating here with all those garbaged information. So it's just telling you here you've done a transaction on this item, you have this left, and that's your company, Procurement Inc. All right, we have one. Let's do a sale. If I open up that item, there's an accounting details here. That's the beauty of Effectiv, that you could also track where you want to store sales information for dress. Beautiful. So here it says, hey, where do you want to store whenever you make sales on this guy, which account do you want to store it? By default, Effectiv uses the sales revenue account, cost of goods, expenses, this, and purchase this. So what do you want to do? That's what it's going to say. All right, now let's do some manual calculation and involve it in the accounting. Now remember, I added 2 items without journalizing them. So I want to do some kind of raw accounting like an accountant, what normally an accountant does if issues like this comes up. The entries stock without going to proper channel. So we have 15 items today, previous 0, unit in 15. So stock went up. Likewise here. But if we So this account wasn't, nothing was prepared. We're just doing sales without going to the normal process of preparing this account. So the cost price for this item is 6,003 and we added 15 stock. So I'm going to use up my calculator. I have my 6,300 multiplied by 15. I get a total of 94,500. So let me go right here. I don't want to close this dialog. So let me copy out this URL, paste here, and go to accounting. And sorry, let's see chart of accounts. We don't even have cash. Just making sales. Cash. Alright, let's assume we took a loan for this business and all that. Let's assume we took a loan from the bank. So let me just include a new entry. Okay, we're going to debit cash. Cash is increasing, so type operational account or cash if I want to be specific. Oh, sorry, bank. Operation. It's no operation there. Okay, say bank. Okay, so I don't have any bank again, and these are the things you could keep doing and configuring Effectiv. Like I said, nothing was configured. Now let me add a bank I do business with. So put Access Bank account number. Okay, 1905. I say Heritage Bank. So Heritage Bank savings account. Account type is bank account, and what I want to do, let's say beginning balance of the account is 400 grand. As for this date, it's 400,000. Let's just say as for January 29, it's 400,000. Create that. So now, say Heritage Bank, it's telling you Heritage has 400 grand, and we borrowed. Let's say we borrowed 700,000 from a loan from Heritage Bank, or maybe from another bank. Okay, by 1,700,000. So this is a liability account. Okay, loan. Liability bank loans payable. So I think I will add a sub account to bank loan payable. Liability accounts. So I'm going to take a loan from another bank. So I'm thinking, where should I keep this information? I'm going to select that. If you want to make it a sub account of something, you can as well do that, but I'm just going to make it I'll make it a sub account of, where's the loan again? Let's type loan. Okay, so it's a sub account of this guy. This is from Access Bank, zero whatever account number. Access Bank gave me the loans from Access Bank. Okay, so that's a loan, and nothing here. I'm gonna create. So it's a loan. Loan again. Oh man, Access. Access Bank loan, Access Bank PLC. Select that. So they gave me 1,700,000. Should be more, but that's it. Okay, so loan taken from Access Bank PLC. So that's a narration. I'm gonna post that entry. So what actually happens here is a transaction, and we have a 2.1 million for bank. So a subsidiary account is Heritage Bank has 2.1 million. Here is the register for Heritage Bank telling us how the 2.1 million we seen came about. So 400,000 and 1.7 from Access Bank. Every transaction has its references and how it occurred. Okay, so that's what we have now. So we're going to use this for the payment of the goods we're about to purchase, and that's why I'm doing all this. Okay, so another thing is before we go into purchasing, I want us to create the account for we could do it from here, and that should be the account for the sales and the sales and all that. You can see our warehouse account is here. So Effectiv keep track of all those things for us. Alright, now let's move back to this guy. And here I want to say revenues will be stored under dress, ladies dress sales. Okay, excuse me. So ladies dress sales revenue, or whatever, it could be revenues or sales. All right, so description: track all sales of ladies wears, and that's it. Income account, it picks that automatically because it knows income account. In the other section we have to specify. I think that's it, and just have to create this guy. Then I think we could change this to ladies dress inventory. So sales of ladies, oh, not sales, ladies dress purchase. All right, so let's create that. So those can be used to track this guy. Save changes. And we want to calculate this guy. So the first one we got was 94,500. So we're going to go back here, new entry, and because this is sales, this is a purchase, for instance, so the ladies dressing increases, right? So the stock for ladies dress increases. So inventory, we have ladies dress inventory. This guy increases by 94,500, if I'm not wrong. 94,500. That is one. Can add another one, the same ladies inventory for the second one. So Effectiv automatically knows that merge these two together. Now why am I doing this? Because I have to recalculate again for the second one instead of thinking it through by summing. So it does a summation for me. The next one is how much is this guy? This is 6,700 for 13 pieces. All right, so we'll have 6,700 times 13 equals to 8,700. Yeah, that's 7. All right, it does a calculation, and we are paying with not liability account, so this should be an asset account, which we have cash, so we're using Heritage Bank to pay a total of this guy. I think it should go here. Oh, can include that. Oh, no problem. Please enter a number. I've entered a non-number. All right, and we have a description. Purchase of ladies. So what's the inventory name? Sorry, I want to have this guy in our description. I'm going to post this. Confirm. Okay, done. So that has been posted. this account deducted. You can see, oh sorry, you can see that here where it tells you we have one subsidiary, so you should be viewing this subsidiary account instead. Expand this, and we have another transaction that tells us the cash went down, and look at this stress. Okay, so we've been doing things manually, not automated, and this is how things could be done in a manual organization. Or if you want to do things manually, Effectiv could also assist you and ensure that you don't make mistakes. All right, you can also search, you can also search any of this, like you want to see debtors, operating accounts, bank balances, everything. I'll show all. Effectiv shows you what you need to know. Okay, so I'm back to this guy. Okay, let's say we want to make a new sales. Let's see what happens. Okay, these are the invoices that has been generated. So this sample of completed payment and how it appears. You will see how a report looks like. So new payment, your new sales, still assigned to that same customer. I'm going to cancel. I'm going to say new from here. This time around, it picks customer for us, and that's because we only have one customer in the system. So if I go to customer and vendors list, we have one customer, and Effectiv automatically picks that customer when you click new sales. Okay, we can prevent that. If you want to create a new one dynamically from here, you can do that. Say James, or my name Alfred. Oh no, sorry. Let's see, James. Okay. It's an individual profile, and that's all you need. Other details can be filled in later if you want to. Save. So James Okoye profile has been created. You can edit it if you want to do more things on it. All right, now we want to sell that item, and there's a dress with two sub items. Remember, we bought two of those. It tells us that here we have 30 of this. Size 30 has 15, 13. Remember this stock we added. When I select this one, it's 10,800, and tax of 5%, which you could remove if you don't want to tax them. Barcode is here. Add that. Okay, I'm gonna add 2. Okay, so we sold 2, and let's say this customer paid part of it. This is, he's gonna pay 10,000 cash, so we're gonna put 10,000 here below. So that's 10,000, and let's say created and validated. He said what? Yo. Okay, so there's an issue. Could not create it. So it's a validate. You please verify your transaction properly. Excuse me. So transaction could not be completed. There could be a reason for this, and that's the settings. If you come right here, so enforce can mark as delivered. So what could be the cause for that? Let's verify properly. Okay, so I clicked on it again, and I have this validated. Okay, let me close this again. I'll do another quick one. Now I have to select customer. So retail customers. Select James Sukoye. Outstanding balance of 28,000. Oh, that value wasn't saved. Interesting. Okay, let's try this one more time and say I'm gonna sell this one, just one of this, and she needs a female dressing shoes, and we're gonna bill this person for shipping. Okay, we're gonna remove all this stuff on her. No tax. You can add a note if you want to. Okay, so what I did was to say pay, or let me put pay 12 grand. Okay, then say created and validate. Okay, so maybe I didn't create the other one. So I've done this, it's done. We have two sales from this particular person, and I'm the one that handled the transaction. All right, we didn't print any of this, so you could go right here, say print invoice, and this is what you hand over. So you can print in PDF, Word, Excel, I mean how you want it to be done. And I don't know if I have a Word file open, default automatically do this. So this also do this for us, and this your Word document, your invoice, sorry, based on your settings. So what if we want to reconcile this payment? So let's clear this transaction. We could do this. One is selecting this and say receive payment, and that picks out that transaction. Select this transaction and ask you to continue, or we can go to receive payment and select the customer. Okay, now I want to clear off this one and leave the other one. I want to pay with I want to pay into this our bank account, and bank transfer, which is today. This person is clearing off everything. I just process it, and done. You can print a receipt for the customer. Okay, and now close this guy. So this payment has been completed. So we did outside here. This one has been completed. If you open it up, it tells you this payment has been effected, and transaction or history of how payment was made are listed. So at first nothing was paid, no account specified. Now an account has been specified, Heritage Bank. All right. The beauty here is Effectiv helps you track everything perfectly. So if you go to chart of account now, you can see receivables. Okay, receivables are what the customer owes you, and this is a customer. Receivable is for total receivable from this customer is that amount. So you can see at first purchase something, so sale increases, he didn't pay, so balance brought forward is this, and again he now purchased an item worth 16,000 and made a payment of 12,000. Then the balance of this, balance brought forward is this, and now he clears the first one to 2016. So everything is well documented. Effectiv documents this for your auditing purposes, and you can track everything. So if I click here, it tells me the transaction that holds this information. Alright, so I think this is all for now. Other details about Effectiv can come later, right? Like returns, estimates, expense claims. You can effect that from Effectiv. Alright, thank you for watching. This is just a preliminary introduction to Effectiv, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.